dragons, the die you cast. This is the last day. Your swarm darkens the sky of any planet.
Forget Minsk. Forget all of it.
When we are done here, I will return to my people and accept their judgment.
Command, we've found Kerrigan. She's holed up in a Zerg base.
I made my peace long ago.
Consider it done. For ire. Indeed.
Alright, we are back. We are ready to wrap up Code S, and with it, the last of our 1v1 leagues. Then this weekend, we just have one more 2v2 match to cover. That's going to be Polaris versus Memes and Dreams. But, meanwhile, welcome Freeden, welcome HurtnTime.
Thank you.
Alright. So, yeah, a little bit late for everyone involved, so just kind of going to get your thoughts quickly. What do you think of this matchup?
We've played before.
You indeed
it's been
have.
A really long time. It'll be interesting. It'll be good. I think.
All right.
Good series.
Yeah, it'll be a good kind of like a update or follow up how things have changed over
The
seasons.
sequel.
HurtnTime and I, we've been playing in Code S together for a while and usually match up reasonably well against each other. I don't think it's ever a blowout in either direction. So,
Yep.
yeah, I mean, well, let's see how we do. And
I love to keep things competitive. Here, I think
yeah.
Freeden, you still need to enter the lobby.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
No?
I'm distracted by Halloween candy.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wait. 8:31.
Best part of Halloween is all that leftover candy.
Oh, yeah. I've found that kids are a lot more likely to share than they used to be. Or than I was.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I appreciate it, so. Take care, kid.
I guess KJ Freedom's joining in right now.
Okay. So I was looking at these maps when we were videoing them, and I realized how little I like them.
You don't miss them, huh?
No, like all of this season of FSL, it's been like I look at my ladder stats and like, which of these maps do I tolerate the most? 'Cause all of them, if I could unvote them all, I probably would try to.
Well, what do you think of the new map pool?
The new map pool I really like.
Okay.
I haven't come across a map yet. I mean, I haven't been playing enough, but I haven't come across a map yet that I truly abhor. So I'm going through, enjoying it.
Yeah.
A lot of the maps remind me of like old school map from like
Turtle.
Wings of Liberty. So
welcome to KJ Freedom.
What's up, man?
Hey.
Did you want to join the lobby so that our AI can
Yeah.
going on?
Hey, hold on. You need to hop off the video thing so that way I can control it because I'm gonna do the production.
Oh,
right?
here. Tell you what, I'm gonna end the stream and then KJ is gonna start it. So I'll be right back with you.
Oh yeah, I thought that was what we were doing. Hang tight. Okay, I'll be right back.
their judgment.
Command, we've found Kerrigan. She's holed up in a Zerg base.
I made my peace long ago.
Consider it done. For hire. Indeed.
Alright, I'm here now. We are live now
Alright.
with the main stream. How are you guys doing? I know you guys waited for
Alright,
me.
we were talking maps.
Yeah, so you're talking
KJ,
maps,
just
huh?
curious, did you catch the 2v2 game?
Oh yeah, I saw it. It was great. It was
I am still shaking.
it was actually a lot of fun. Nice job casting it, but really nice job to the players. Both teams were really exciting to watch, right? I couldn't tell who was gonna win.
Absolutely not. And then, yeah, we were saying, HurtnTime and Freeden, well, they've been in the Code S league for a while with an FSL.
Yeah, I see these two right here on the chat. How are you guys doing? I'm excited for
Going
this
good.
match.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we've played against each other.
Yeah, I think Freeden and I talked about your game 2 years ago, and I think it was close. It was 2-1, I think, in favor of you, HurtnTime. But the games were really good back then. But things have changed since then, right? You've been really into it now, and Freeden's just barely hanging on, trying to play when he can. But he's still talented and dangerous. What do you think, HurtnTime?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I have been playing a lot, but when I logged in today, it said I hadn't logged in 5 days. So.
Oh yeah, when you say 5 days has been a long time, that means you're playing a lot compared to Freeden, who was on a road trip, I think. But you never know with him, so watch out.
I know that Freeden's got some family members who are demanding attention, right?
Yeah. So on top of the road trip, yeah. So got my 3-month-old who's over there. Right now he's manageable. But then also, yeah, just work, school. It's been really tough for me to find time this past season to like sit and play games, and then you know, like when I have a little bit of downtime, I just wanna just relax, just have a good time. So
Warcraft is not known as the most relaxing franchise in the industry, is it?
Yeah. I mean,
so Freeden, you
when-
going to school and working and have a 3-month-old? Man,
yeah.
that's...
So
man.
your real life APM is definitely boosted.
yeah. That's amazing.
All right. Well, what are the playoff
I'm just trying to be
implications
bored.
for this Hyper
Let
Turtle?
me bring that up.
Because let's take a quick peek, guys. Because
We're now in the
finishing up.
standings.
Yeah, we're finishing up the season, guys. So we're almost there. Let's go see what it looks like too. I'll open it up on stream. We can take a quick peek. It's on Wikipedia for those interested.
Yeah, this could affect the middle a little bit. HurtnTime's currently in second place. Freeden is currently in fourth.
So they're both gonna make the playoffs for sure. It's just about
definitely.
seeding.
Yes, it is, and could potentially end up with a. And I think HurtnTime's going to be in the lead no matter what. This is really going to come down to where things land with between Freeden and Gray.
Well,
whether
you think so? Because if HurtnTime loses, it'll be 3-2. Freeden will be 3-2, and the second tiebreaker is head to head. It's head to head. So he would
right.
jump. He would jump to first place. Freeden would. So this will be a big
place.
Second place against Gray. I think.
Yeah, Lighthood is undefeated.
Oh yeah, that's right. Second place. Yeah, cool. Yeah, Lighthood.
And we saw how merciless he can be in that team match before.
That's right. All right.
So
well,
yeah, let's finish shuffle up the middle.
Yeah. Well, I guess you guys are ready. Good luck to both of you. I know you guys were waiting, so we'll see you guys on the other side here. We'll both cast this. You guys will have fun rewatching this afterwards.
Yeah,
Good luck,
sure.
gentlemen.
Thanks for being patient with us. I know, like, we've tried to reschedule this match over and over and over again, like, over the past few weeks.
All
so
good, man. We
it's-
want the right...
You're one of a few. So
You-
I'm gonna move you to your separate chats now. We're already getting into game.
Good luck, guys. All right.
Look, man.
All right.
But
What
yeah,
do you think, man?
it's hard for me to tell.
What's your prediction here?
I think a lot of it's going to come down to what Freeden ends up as. And here we go, Zerg.
Watching FSL.
All right, let's do these intros.
Alright. In the upper left, we have the purple Zerg. He is
Freeden.
and his opponent. In the lower right, the light blue Terran. He is
HurtnTime.
So I think Freeden's been pretty reliable as Zerg so far this season.
Yeah,
Both
you
in
know,
1v1 and 2v2.
the thing with him, and I was chatting with him last week because he was a little bit disappointed with his execution. And he said he was not having fun with the game, and I asked him why, because he felt like he was not really improving. And I said, hey, you actually technically improved. You'd wreck your old self from a year ago, right? It's just everyone else also got better. And keep in mind, you barely play, so... And when you play, you're winging it. You're at a level now where people that you play are better, so you can't just wing it. You actually have to have a plan.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. I'm a pretty impulsive player myself. And it's just a question, and if you're kind of playing it by ear, you're doing it even more so if you don't even know what race you're going to be playing ahead of time. So,
yeah, and we talked about something else too. I asked Freeden, I was like, hey, one thing you do, you go random, but you show your race right away. See, look here, because he's Zerg, he sends the Overlord, and he doesn't send the drone, right? So lucky for him in that case. And HurtnTime is forced to pull an SCV to scout. And how much money is that lost mining time? So these are the advantages. Yeah, these are the advantages he didn't have when he had the other races. So we'll see if he takes my advice and say, look, if you're Protoss or Terran, don't scout. Let him scout you
be
first.
sneaky about it, sure. That's the advantage you got. The drawback is you got to study for 6 different matchups instead of 3. And Zerg is definitely the most mechanically different from the other two overall. The other two have nothing similar to Creep. They don't have a single production facility where they have to balance workers and army units from.
Yeah, it's harder to play this random because you do have to... Actually, it's 9 matchups you got to watch out for, right? Because there's the mirrors. So that's so much you have to remember. Oh, and he's got roaches.
Yeah,
okay, let's see if he traps... Oh, he got a trap. Nice.
Hey, nice.
Did HurtnTime click on that? That is the question to see what it was. Now, he has low APM. He may not have clicked it. Maybe he thinks it's a Baneling nest. Because a Roach Warren is a very different
Be hard to
thing
tell.
to deal
It could
with.
even be an evolution chamber for all he knows.
Yeah. It's a different thing to deal with, right?
Right. And he's going straight to it. 5 roaches in production. He is not going for a third yet.
Oh, yeah, he's just doing the slowing, just roaches, sending it out there. And he doesn't have that much gas, so it's not really going to be Ravagers right away. It's just some Ravagers,
you
but
have
it's
one
not...
Morphin.
Yeah, but there's a tank coming, and he really needs to hit before that gets settled and do the damage.
Right. Either that, or you need to be ready to bile it down right away.
Yeah, because, he only has 20 workers. So he's falling quite behind. HurtnTime has 7 worker lead already, so he really needs to do damage here. Tank is coming. It's almost there. And HurtnTime... If he just hit there, that bunker wouldn't have been done. Oh, man, he waited too long. What do you think?
Right. I think he's trying to let the Ravager catch up after Morphin, but that's a definite disadvantage.
Yeah.
The element of surprise isn't going to pay off nearly as much right now.
The other thing he kind of didn't do was the gases. He was late on his second gas, so he didn't have enough gases to make a bunch of... he would have been biling this by now, but there's going to be a tank shelling him from the high ground. So, but at least he's droning up behind this, if you think about it. So he's behind, but he's droning up.
And that's the big quandary when it comes to Zerg.
Yeah,
having to decide when to make workers, when to make army units, when to make overlord.
He's microing really well, pulling back the hurt roaches, and he converts that to Ravagers. Very nice.
They're going to recover. They're going to pop out as full health Ravagers.
And behind this dude, he is making drones, so he's catching up. Slowly but surely, because he's way behind.
Now, aside of HurtnTime, though, he's got 2 tanks out, and he's about to be joined by a third.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to break him. I don't think he's going to break him, man. So
he's definitely forcing them to invest a lot more in their Banshee on the way, though.
Oh, that'll definitely shut this down. As long as Freeden is droning up, and he's adding more roaches again. So
Oh,
it's
look
really,
at that damage.
really weird that he went roaches, drones, then roaches, right? You want to do one or the other. You're all in, or you just did this to get ahead. But you're not ahead right now. You're way behind.
No. If he wanted to get ahead, he'd have gotten the third hatchery by now. Each time he even tiptoes forward a little bit, he loses another
Yeah,
Ravager.
his control
He
here
does
is
take
not
a
that
tank
good
down.
right now.
Mm.
And he's still making roaches. He's pretty dead, man. I mean, his timing here is...
I don't think he knows where he's going to go from here.
Yeah. And then the Banshee will shut this down completely. Yeah, so I think he
Not
tried
just
to
cut
do
it
the
down,
Ravager
he can-
bust, man, but he just forgot about the gas. You
He's
know,
going
he
to be
didn't
able
have
to
this.
pick up guys as they retreat, so...
Yeah, he just... We were gonna have to ask him about game one, because he's supposed... When I talked to him about a Ravager thing, you know, the build is definitely not this, right? So...
And Freeden also, I believe, just got home from work, too.
Yeah, that's true. He's
I
probably
don't think
like...
he had a lot of time to warm up or really do anything.
Yep. You know, older players, we need time to warm up, right? Because I talked to...
Oh, you better believe it.
Sir Maligan and I talked about it, because I played him after he got destroyed in the last game. And when I played him, he was playing a lot better. And I asked, like, what's going on? He's like, oh, I'm warmed up. And I was like, oh, in the games you play, he gets home, he plays, and he gets wrecked, you know? So the plan for him next season is to just warm up first. Like, he needs to make sure he has at least 30 minutes to an hour to play a few games.
It's one of those things that isn't easy to think about right away, but there's a lot of StarCraft that happens outside of your tournament matches.
Yeah.
Whether it's practicing or whether it's just having the time to settle in before you do your match.
Yep.
Whether, get enough sleep, get enough water.
Yep. Never mind the fact that, he's winging the builds too, right? So you can see that these builds are really not optimized, and a good player like HurtnTime is just going to take advantage of that.
No. I'm trying to think.
Well, he was shooting his own, he misclicked there, he was shooting his own command center with his Banshees. That goes back to our point about, older people and mechanics, right?
They've got more hair than me, you gotta grant them that. They have a lot more hair than I do.
And APM, you have them, right? I think you have the advantage on APM.
I'm pretty low APM as far as it goes. I think I'm about 80.
Well, we'll see what HurtnTime is. I think HurtnTime is really low APM too. Maybe.
Yeah, we'll check the stats. Zerg, I tend to have higher APM just because I spend so much time just mashing the same production keys.
Yep. All right, man. What's going on here? HurtnTime has double upgrades going.
Oh yeah, he's doubling down on the mech. Is what he's doing.
And this mech is a pain to deal with. So let's see how. I don't know how much practice Freeden has against mech.
The Viking was caught unaware, but it still has more time.
Yep. And he's not biling anymore.
Oh, down it goes, yeah.
There it is. Oh, he missed.
Yeah, it's surprisingly easy to do. There is that visual indicator you can add, the little line underneath it, but even then, it is surprisingly easy to misplace a bile against air units.
Yeah, both of them are spending a ton of time paying attention to this little thing.
So
it's really about your macro.
That is another thing, but HurtnTime got his third up and running a lot more on points.
Yeah.
Although they both have the mining right now.
Well, Freeden has a lot of money. He needs to
All right,
spend
go
it.
Queens. Viking is in Valhalla.
So this game's gonna last a little bit longer, surprisingly, but
it is
for sure. HurtnTime has the huge advantage, man. Look at his supply. He's spending his money much better too.
The Hellions are interesting. They don't really do much good against roaches as far as attacks go, but what they do is they absorb a lot of attacks that were intended for more expensive units. And they're mineral only, so if you got the extra minerals, you might as well have Hellions and Hellbats out in front.
Yeah. Look how aggressive Freeden is with his little group of army here.
Yeah, they really almost looked like a little bit of a misclick, like he wanted to attack it, and he accidentally just kind of moved them right in front of it. Seems like if they're being... Yeah, there we go. Now they're attacking.
So this mech army, man, look at this, is scary.
Yeah. It's so interesting how there's certain little errors where once you make them yourself, you kind of pick up when other people are.
Yeah.
Like accidentally flying a command center to a mineral patch because you've done that before, and when you were trying to rally SCVs. All
Yeah.
right, well there we go. Uh, all right, they're attacking. Planetary gets canceled,
Hey, this is a good
and
attack
both
so
those are
far
flying off.
because he's out
It
of
is
position.
worth the investment. However, it's going to come down really heavily to what the counterattacks will look like.
Oh, but he's
Look at
running to the.
a Raven, a couple Banshees, multiple siege tanks, and Thors.
He's going into this army. He should not be attacking this army until he has enough. He's kind of like going
Oh, and
piecemeal into
the
this.
units that are on the offensive, a bunch of them were wasting attacks on the buildings in the meantime.
Yeah, and these
And
roaches
that
are getting
siege
cleaned
tanks
up.
got a bunch of free hits on too while it was being right-clicked around.
Yeah, he's just not controlling it against this mech army.
64 supply against 169.
Yeah.
So this is, for all intents and purposes, it's over.
Yes, sir. And surprisingly, it's only 11 minutes in the old Legacy.
Yeah,
of the
we have
Void.
the GG.
A lot more action happens in this Legacy of the Void compared to say the Heart of the Swarm version. You can see
very
that.
much. At least it gets down to the action a lot earlier. Freedom's gonna step away for just a moment.
Yeah.
So
Because
BRB.
at 11 minutes, man, look at what happened. Lots of things happened during the 11
Well,
minutes.
what happened were a lot of punches. There wasn't a lot of blocking or dodging. That was all them hitting hard. And HurtnTime's punches were just a lot more effective, and there was a lot less that Freeden could do about them.
Yep.
Okay, he's back. Go ahead and create the next map. You got the leadership now.
All right. And so, guys, let's take a peek.
Dragon
Next
Scales.
map is Dragon Scale. All right. Let me just show that on screen while I get my bearings here.
I loved the comment earlier that they're realizing they don't miss this map pool that much on the ladder.
They don't miss the map pool.
Not this one. They're enjoying the new one a bit more.
Hmm.
And I mean, granted, this map pool was around for quite a while. The
Well-
team map pool even longer, like twice that long.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna end the season soon, so we'll have the new map. We just didn't wanna
Oh, yes, indeed.
change the map pool,
Right.
especially given the types of players that we have. Just kind of complicate
Right.
things.
Some
This is
players
one-
have a lot more time to practice on ladder than others.
Yeah, and this is one of those exceptions where they actually want to switch to the new map pool. So that's the funny
Well,
thing about
in
that,
some
right?
cases.
Oh, well, who do you think doesn't like it right now? Because I like it. I don't mind it, actually.
I think Freeden was saying that he didn't enjoy it that much.
Oh,
And that, he's been playing on it for a while now.
well, he
there's
didn't
a lot
enjoy
of
the
fun
old
people
map,
that
he
have-
said, right? He
Yeah.
didn't like the old map pool.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder, what can you
Oh.
say, right?
Alright.
And I think with a 9-map pool, there's a little bit less time you have to spend on any specific map. But the team maps, I don't know. A lot of them were really not made for the current meta. Or, in a few cases, even the current expansion. So, that's...
Alright. Yeah. Here we go, guys.
Alright,
Game
Dragon
2.
Scales. Freeden once again random. We'll see what he goes with here.
Watching FSL.
And this always brings me back, a little thing where you're looking at the before match tip and seeing if it lets you know which race you're going to play as a few seconds early. Mine's just saying you can use space to center the camera on a recent event. So
Oh, I think I
wouldn't.
turned those off, but I don't remember. But here you go.
Here we go. In the lower right, we have the purple Terran. He is.
Freeden.
And his opponent, up one map, we have the blue Terran. He is.
HurtnTime.
So you notice both of them have the Side Storm flag, and the reason for
Mhm.
that, and they're not pros or anything, is before Side Storm became a pro team, they were in it.
Yeah.
We were
Huh.
doing these little events, little tournaments for a bunch of casuals for us, right? We
I
just
know
had-
there's a lot of friends and family in it. I did not really realize it was a thing before it was a team.
Yeah, they were part of that. Um, we were first starting it, so and of course when the
Uh,
pro team got big and got the
mhm.
team got pretty well known, they're part of that now. So then sometimes like Freeden, because his name is so close to my gaming name,
Uh-huh.
they think it's me. So it's really funny.
Yeah, I definitely have gotten the two of you mixed up when I've been trying to do the map picks and other things.
And HurtnTime scouts, and this is what I love. Freeden actually did not send a
Mhm.
scout, so that's good. All right, he's right now
Yep,
ahead with mining because he
that much
didn't.
more time.
Yep.
You know, fortunately for Terran, no matter who you're up against, you're usually going to put the barracks and the supply depot in about the same place. It's really a question of how much more you want to wall off.
All right, I think Freeden is gonna do a 1-1-1 push with
All
tanks
right,
and Vikings. So we'll see. The
I'm
the
looking forward
problem
to it.
the problem though is
Tanks
HurtnTime
can
one
be
gas. He only has one gas,
mhm.
so
Tanks can be all the more brutal if you have a flying unit to give it high ground vision.
yeah.
Just an aside, do you know what Freeden means? Where he came up with that name going back?
Well, I'm thinking because his name is Fred, so he just
Uh,
kind of
yeah,
did that somehow. So
added a few extra letters, huh?
yeah, I think that's what's up with that. Look at HurtnTime looking for proxies,
Mm-hmm.
which Freeden is not doing. Yep, it is the 1-1-1. So he'll lift
All
that up to
right.
get a fast tank production and it'll push.
I think he's going to want to lift up that barracks, right?
Yep,
There we go.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so look, he's been mining double gas. HurtnTime is just now getting double gas.
Mm-hmm.
So you can tell, right, who's gonna have more
Right.
gas
This could
for
very
the.
much be a matter of who has more siege tanks once the armies meet.
Yep. And and the thing is, HurtnTime actually made a what do you call it, cyclone,
Hurt-
which is kind of not good against tanks, right? So
Nah. Cyclone's so strange right now because it's always been kind of a niche unit.
yep.
But now it still is a niche unit, but what that niche is has kind of changed.
The other thing too is he spent his money, his gas on a cyclone, so it's ever more delayed the other stuff.
Mm,
So not only did he
right.
not get gas early enough, right? He's gonna be delayed.
Mhm.
So Freeden will have more tanks, more Vikings, as you can see, it's
Right.
coming up now, and he will push.
Yeah. So he knows
And
what he knows at least a good chunk of what he's dealing with now.
yeah,
With the Cyclone, it's an interesting thing because once again, there have been previous times, but right now again, it doesn't require a tech lab.
yep.
So it doesn't delay the siege tank quite as much as it used to, but it's still a delay. While you're making it, you can't add that tech lab.
Oh, so
And
here
then
you
you've
go.
also
He's gonna
got the
start,
gas
man.
lab.
He's gonna
Oh
start
yeah.
pressuring with the vision for the Vikings and then the tanks, which he'll have
Hmm.
two. HurtnTime is just now finishing his first, and
And make note, Freeden has expanded behind this too.
yeah, and he's
So
expanding, which
it
is
isn't all
beautiful.
in.
Yeah, it's not too all in. If he can actually hold it. Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at we got a Raven coming out with the interference matrix being
Yes.
researched.
Yeah. Oh, and he's
Oh,
gonna
look at
waste
this
this
Viking.
Viking. Oh, he shouldn't have
Oh,
went. He should not
okay,
have
so
gone
much
in there.
Viking.
Everything is important, right? So
Right. That Viking might not be able to shoot down without landing, but it can provide high ground vision for those tanks.
yep. Now I love this disable
Let's
though,
see what he
because
does. Yep. Oh, here we go.
and
Now he's got guys on that high ground.
yeah, this is great for her
He's got-
Freeden because he'll delay this expansion quite a bit, but the disable is key. Oh, he wasted on a
Yeah, he's
turret.
not going to be able to do disable, and even if he had, there's two different tanks. So
Yeah, and there's a third one coming, so this is a really
he's got
good
a
build.
Viking with him again. He's got another Viking, so with vision, he could, like,
Yeah, he needs to
he
position the
could use
Viking.
that
He
to have
should.
more sight range for the tanks.
Yeah, he lost his first Viking. That was a big deal, and he's losing his position. He gave it up too easily. I think he had it. He just has to siege and stay there, but he gave it up, and now HurtnTime can mine and get the
Right.
much-needed gases.
HurtnTime was able to float the command center down.
Yeah, he was right
here-
there, but he backed off.
Here is the deal, and it's always been this way down to the original game. Siege tanks can fire further than they can see.
Oh, let's
So
see him
they
control
get more
this.
range. They
He's
can
not
probably see-
controlling it right, and he's
Yep.
getting shot. Oh my gosh, this is a terrible
He
miscontrol.
bunched everything together,
Oh,
and they all
what the
get
heck
flat.
was that? Yeah, he just threw away his advantage. All he
And
had
his
to do was
Vikings
siege and
too.
stay put,
Okay,
man.
I don't know if there's something going on
Yeah,
with the mouse and keyboard or what. That was multiple errors in a row, unforced errors.
Yeah, he had the lead. He definitely had a huge advantage. He gave up the high ground, he let him land, and he threw away his 3 tanks.
He
And
did
now,
not siege the tanks, and he
yeah.
ended up. I don't know if he accidentally kept everything selected at once, but they all
Oh,
bunched
man.
up right in that corner with 2 siege tanks shooting at them at once.
Yeah. Now, the
Um,
counter. He lost his
right.
army. Can he save this 1 tank?
I think he can. Plus,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
got SCVs that can hurry in and repair on that, and
He's
the
got a
Vikings
lot
as
of
well.
Vikings, which is beautiful, but
So it's not over yet.
it's definitely not over. But remember, he had the plan
Yeah.
to go kill him. And HurtnTime is a
That's-
main Terran.
He's
So
not
this
going to
is
be
good.
feeling good right now, no matter
Yeah.
how you look at it.
Yep. And look, HurtnTime's gonna show him how to siege, which is
Right,
just
and he's got the
slow and
medevac
patience.
and the infantry. He's going to put them up and let them spot for the tanks.
Yeah, yeah, and he has the Vikings, but they're kind of useless right now. They're not
You've-
like at the right spots. So
Well, if they
Yeah.
land right next to the tanks, that can actually be pretty advantageous with their anti-mechanical damage.
oh, and he's gonna
But
lose
right now,
workers.
he's being split in multiple directions here. He sieges the tank, and it does not get sniped down.
Yep,
And
These
there are the
guys-
Marines going back to safety, the tanks.
the Marines are stranded.
Oh,
Oh, what is
no,
he
no,
doing?
no,
Oh
no,
my
no.
gosh!
I'm not.
Oh
I-
man,
I
he's
really
having so
think
many
there's
issues. He
control
done
input
this.
things going on here.
You think he has
I do-
controlling issues?
I don't know, but
Yeah, let's
I know
ask
I
him.
know for a fact that he did not intend. There's no way he intended to land the Vikings there. He might have intended to land them right next to the tank, since they have a minimum attack range while in siege mode.
Yep.
But
And at this point, you want to get a Liberator, just to push that
Right.
out.
and what we're seeing is, what they call unforced errors.
Yeah, like
You know,
in
there
tennis.
those were not issues where the pressure was on him. Those were just straightforward mistakes that happened.
Yep.
Okay, that poor Marine didn't stand a chance, but it did get a look around.
Yeah, he's still in decent shape considering his worker count. He has a third coming, even though HurtnTime does have a third also. But he's
Right.
taking a while to clean up this army.
Exactly. And Time kind of running
And
further
look,
away
he
from the
keeps
supply.
getting hit here.
That
He's
tank,
not.
okay. Excellent
Yeah.
scan there to give the tank more vision range. And this
Yeah, he's-
this Viking going down too.
He's got like these control things. As he really needs to own the skies, but for some reason he's having issues with that. Right.
Right. There's a lot you can do with these Vikings.
I know it's a cleanup. I don't know why HurtnTime's here either, because he's just
Yeah,
gonna give
this
this away.
seems like this doesn't seem like it's being worth the. There you go, game of
Like-
chicken there.
Nice try, bro. Oh, but look at the pull of the Marine.
Oh yeah, pull of the Marines, and they're stimmed too, which
Yes.
means they got less health to stand up to the tanks with.
HurtnTime is also on the other side here, but he can really.
Right. I think, HurtnTime, he did exploit his advantage, but maybe not to the extent he could have.
Yeah.
There goes this missile turret. Not bad if you want to keep those Vikings just a little bit further back.
Yeah, and surprisingly, the guy with the air control doesn't have the vision, so his Vikings are just not in the right place most of the time. And he's trying to expand.
Ooh,
And
no.
he's the one being contained, which is really weird given he has the Viking count.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and he's fighting there. Why is he fighting
doesn't have
there?
much other than Vikings either. Yeah,
Oh, this is a bad decision. He should have just
It's
stayed
one
back.
thing-
Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah, that's GG.
Yeah.
It's one thing if you land the Vikings right within the minimum range of the tanks in that snag fight. But again,
Yep,
that's-
and that's just the experience. You can tell which one is a Terran player.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get some words. All right. Congratulations, HurtnTime.
Hey, congrats, dude.
That's
Congrats, man.
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
definitely.
Jeez. I think you gave up a little early that second game. I don't know.
I think, yeah, I didn't really see any end game. I didn't know how either of those games would end, so I
Yeah.
just wasn't seeing that playing out.
You look really good in game 2, but you threw away 3 tanks. So that's the problem. You had him contained, but then you kind of ran away from he gave him the
Yeah,
expansion
so-
for
Seems like
free.
there were some miscontrols here and there.
Like I honestly, like I don't understand what was going on. For most of the second game, so I sent the Viking over. I was like, oh, there's a cyclone, and I was like, I know they changed some stuff with the cyclone, but I don't know exactly what. And then it knocked out my Viking really fast. I was like, okay, well, okay, I can't do that. And then I wasn't really sure what to do because I think they had changed something also with the Raven turrets as well. So the turret went down, and that was
Not the turrets,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, no, we're talking
the
about the.
Cyclone had a complete redesign.
Yeah,
But the
we're talking
Viking,
about the thing though, where you were at his natural, and you're sieged, and he can't expand, but you ran away. You gave it to him for free, and then you moved with all your army, and it got shot by all these tanks because you didn't do the siege. You know where you siege and push with the Vikings. You gave it to him for free, and then you lost all your army. That was really it because you were in a winning position. He couldn't land his base. You had your base. You had complete control, but it was a misclick or what was it? Hyper Turtle, did you think it was a misclick or no? What happened
it
on
looked
that
like
one?
all of your units ended up all bunching up in that corner together. So it almost looked
Yeah.
like you were trying to move your Vikings and accidentally move the whole army.
I was really confused about that too because I was getting the alerts that my army was under attack. I was like, no, those guys should be running back. And so I was like, what's that tank doing over there? So I'll have to go back and see the replay to understand what happened. But units were not where I was expecting them to be. And then yeah, I was surprised by Jorge's drop of Marines, and I was like, okay, well, I could take that out. I wasn't that worried. But then he had the tanks sitting under the cliffs. I was like, okay, I'll figure that out later.
And there
so
was
I was
another
in a
spot
position-
there where all the Vikings landed at once and then took some extra hits. So just wondering.
Yeah, I think I have to go back and see exactly what's going on. But like, by that point in the game where Jorge was pushing on me, he was like sitting on the outside of my base, below the cliff. I didn't really, I didn't know what to do. I was like, I didn't know where this was gonna go. I didn't know, like I was in an okay spot. I sowed econ. I was expanding, but I just didn't really have a game plan for how to push out further. And then like I started losing a bunch of units as they were transferring to third base. So I was like, like I didn't, yeah, like,
Yeah,
if
that's
I'd
late
time
in
to
the
save
game.
about it,
Yep.
I could have. But
Yep, and that's fine. I mean, because that's like at that point, that was very late in the game. You were the one being contained at that point. But hey, HurtnTime, I got a question for you, right? In game two, you saw that he was containing you. What were your thoughts when he kind of left? Like, what were you thinking? It's like, oh, cool. And then when you killed all his army for some reason, right? Where he bunched up into that one corner. What was going on in your head? Were you thinking it was a miscontrol and you were like, whoa, I'm so lucky. I gave up because you were being safe. You put the command center on high ground. He had his command center earlier than you on the low ground. He was mining. He was way ahead of you. You didn't know that, of course. But what did you think on game two? Because that was a very odd game.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he was random, right? So usually against Terran, I like to get a second gas early. So I was just really worried about Reapers. So I don't know if you saw my SCV roaming the map. I was
Yeah,
looking
you
for
did. You
second
checked
barracks.
for proxies.
And
Yep.
yeah, and so I knew that my tank count was gonna be lower because when I scanned him, he already had a tank.
You had
by the
3
time that I was
versus
getting-
1. 3 versus 1.
Yeah, yeah. So I was
That was
really
dead.
worried. So-
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got my Raven and I upgraded the thing to disable his tank. But then I saw he had a bunch of Vikings, and I'm like, oh shoot, what am
Yeah,
I gonna
he
do?
had a great build.
Uh,
He had air control for sure too, so you can't do anything about it. All you have to do is sit there, right?
Yeah, so
What's your experience on something like that, by the way?
to go around it and just try to hold.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was worried. I think that he went into attack when I had my second tank, and that allowed me. Once I killed his tanks, then I wasn't as scared. I felt like I could go in with Marines against whatever he had.
Yeah,
left.
3 tanks
I-
you killed for free, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I probably missed a couple of tank
Mm-hmm.
shots when they killed because I didn't notice it. All I know is that when I looked, there was no tanks and there were some Vikings and some Marines, but it
Yeah,
allowed me
he's
to
a scary
move out.
player. He doesn't play Terran as his main. You're the main Terran here, but he scared you, I'm sure, on that first push, right?
Oh
But,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So I have a question on game 1 though, because he actually did a roach rush, and he was 2 seconds away from killing you before you had the bunker, but he kind of waited out there because he was trying to wait on the Ravager. So then that got you the tank. How the heck did you know that he was gonna give you Ravager type of thing? Because you pumped out tanks pretty fast. What tipped you off? Oh, you did
My
see it.
Reaper.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So you're
he
the
killed-
Reaper.
Yeah, he killed my Reaper, which kind of sucked. But I saw the Roach Horn, so I
Ah,
immediately, I didn't even make any Hellions. I went straight to tank with a bunker,
got it.
and and I just wanted to hold on until the Banshees came out. That's
Yeah.
basically my plan.
Yeah, nice job. But one thing that when you did spot it, you only saw one gas, right? So it wouldn't be a strong Ravager push. It would be just like some slow roaches. So what were you thinking about that at all, or were you just thinking, it's probably just a roach, a very weak roach thing, right? Because it's one gas, or what? What were you thinking? Because you made the bunker, the tank.
I'm not that good to know weak roach rush versus Ravager
The stronger
rush versus
Ravager rush,
strong.
yeah, because
I
you
was
only saw.
expecting roaches. I was just
Yeah,
expecting roaches, and yeah, it turned out to be
it was a
Ravagers.
scary push, that's for sure. Hyper Turtle, what do you think about game one?
Game one, was a rush that didn't pan out. And after that, you were able to just keep doing damage and keep doing damage. That's what it really came down. Neither of you really gave each other a lot of time to rest. The Roach Ravager push was right away, and after that, I think the Siege Tank, Thor, Banshee, all of that just kept coming.
These guys are active players. They're very active. They don't just sit around, especially Freeden. So you really can't relax. Freeden, in game one, what do you think about that? Well, from your perspective, how did, we'd like to understand your plan there, I
Yeah.
guess.
So I went out with the roaches and ravagers. That's been something I've been kind of working on in the little time that I've got. So I need to work on the ravager control for sure. Like I'm not getting them in a position where they're all dropping their corrosive bile at the same time, and I don't fully understand like how to work their range. So like I kind of thought of them as like Zerg siege tanks, where I tried to get an
Yeah.
overlord spot.
Yeah.
And then I kept noticing that I was missing like other things just because it's not something I do that often.
Yep.
Like I'd missed like Zerg speed because I hadn't upgraded up to layer yet. I had missed Overlord speed and stuff like that. And so there's just some like mechanical things that I haven't quite finessed for that
Yeah.
yet. So but I was pretty happy with it. I was able to get a third. I kept getting supply blocked in both games, which is really annoying.
We all do. So,
One
okay.
thing I'm going to give you big credit for, you were definitely expanding behind those early rushes in both those games.
Yeah. You stabilize.
Ravagers, yeah, they're a little bit tricky because they don't have as much range with those biles as you might think, or
Right.
as it kind of indicates that there would be. So, yeah, kind of moving them at once and making sure they immediately move back is where it comes down to.
Okay, you're gonna
Yeah.
need an Overlord to spot for the high ground tank. Because if you had that, you can just buy it. But you didn't have it in position. It's hard, right? Because you didn't know that nuance.
Yeah.
That's a nuance. The other thing is you need at least 2 gases because you're not gonna make the Ravagers in time. So. But if you
Yeah.
but the way you had it though, it would have worked if you just went in with the roaches because he can't stop it at that point. You'll do damage, and if you run back and just drone up, you'll be in awesome shape. But I think you were like, hey, I'm gonna go kill him, right? You were like determined. I was like, I'm gonna kill him because you kept making a lot.
So I think I was. It was just before I went for the 4th base. So by then I was like, I think I'm actually in a pretty good position. I probably misread the game, so I just got to go back and check it. But like I felt like I was able to go up, like because he was pinned in his natural is how I felt. And then so I was a little surprised when he was already out and on my 3rd base. So then I had to kind of make a decision. I'm gonna, are we gonna base race? How's
Yeah.
this gonna go? And then it just got stupid. I was like, this is dumb. I can't base race against HurtnTime. He's gonna
Yeah.
win every time.
Yeah, he's got a nice mech production going there too. He had the 3rd. He basically built the 3rd. He can just land it later when he cleans you out. So that's a pretty standard thing for him. So
Yeah.
but
So I mean,
yeah.
basically, is the game had gone on long enough that I was in a position where I was debating already between like ultras and Banes and lurkers. And
Yeah,
stuff. So I was like,
it
okay,
stabilized a bit, that's for sure. And you were even upgrading. So game one, even though you were way behind, he had like 12 workers more than you in the early game because you were all inning with that roach thing. You were able to stabilize. But of course, he was in full production mode. So that's the problem with Mech 2, right? So, but it was interesting. It was a lot of fun to go back and forth in game 1. Game 2 was definitely winnable for you. Just a few mistakes here or there, which we thought was maybe misclicks, but it sounds like you were just too close that it aggroed, right? I think when your units are close and it gets attacked, it just moves somewhere
that might have
close.
been.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
That's actually a big thing against siege tanks. When a siege tank hits one of your units, all of the other units instinctively try to move forward. It's,
Yeah. But it's
unless you have them on hold position.
Things were not where I expected them to be. So I was like, okay. Like in my mind, I was like, okay, well, here's what the, in my mental vision of like what the.
Well, it's hard, man. You're playing 3 races, so you're trying to play 3 races, trying to understand the nuances, and you're playing 1/3 the time. So, I'm surprised you're in Diamond, and you are. You're because you have the talent. But good seeing you. You guys will still be in the you will be in the playoffs no matter what, Freeden. HurtnTime, you're second place. You won enough, so we'll see how things pan out in the playoffs, guys.
As things panned out, this did not change anyone's rankings here.
Yeah, exactly. This is just
HurtnTime
regular
remains in
season.
2, Freeden remains in 4.
Yep.
And from here, we've just got one match left of the season. That's going to be a 2v2 match between Polaris and Memes and Dreams, which we're going to be doing probably Sunday evening.
There you go. All right, guys. Good seeing you guys.
All right.
The playoffs?
When's the release of the playoff schedule?
So, code S and
S
S Plus will be later, right? So we will start with the code B and code A and 2V, right? Because they need to level up all the way to the code S. So basically, as those guys win, they advance, right? And maybe you guys see a code B player all the way to your level. I don't know about that, but you never know. You never know, guys.
There's at least one case. There's one code B match that we're going to be delaying just a little bit, but that doesn't mean we can't get started with the first couple code Bs and even a code A or 2.
Yeah.
So yes, I will be, I believe, posting the 1v1 playoff information tomorrow. And then after we're done with that final 2v2 match, then I'll also be placing the 2v2 and 2v2 plus ones as well.
That'll get you guys prepared for your next opponent. I'm sure you'll work on your builds.
Yeah.
So good luck to you guys. It's gonna be fun.
I'm looking forward to watching the VOD, and then, so like we were discussing at the beginning, just a reminder: this weekend daylight savings time ends, so just change your clocks.
In some places, yes. It's crazy because in Europe it already happened.
Well, Freeden's the traveler, so he kind of pays attention to that stuff. So
oh yeah.
He's the world guy. So all right.
I'm looking at my cool shirt and noticing that all the green sort of Mountain Dew style coloring is blanked out because of the programs we're using.
Yep.
I was for this whole thing. Every time I looked at the Twitch stream, I was trying to figure out something looks different.
Well,
so
guys,
there I am, still learning. All
Pay
right.
attention to HurtnTime's shirt. He's always got a new one every broadcast. So.
Does he? It's a little bit high. Care to boost up just a tiny bit?
Boost up? It's just the company logo that I work for.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, I've got a lot of StarCraft shirts, and this is the latest. They actually did put out a new one for BlizzCon.
Really? Those? Okay.
Wow.
Zergrush.
Okay. I'll have to check that. No, there's no SC2 there. I'm not
No. I watched the opening ceremony and I live streamed my reactions to it. I brought this up earlier, but for the record, they brought Phil Spencer out, the CEO of Xbox Gaming, and he actually briefly mentioned StarCraft.
Really?
And then that was about it.
Okay.
Microsoft has made a point to mention StarCraft almost each time. I think they're especially interested in the esports part of it, which hopefully means they'll be giving some money to ESL. Who knows?
All right,
we'll just have to see.
At least we're getting some lip service. All right, guys.
Oh yeah.
GG's and HurtnTime. Good luck to you, Freeden, in the playoffs. See you guys next time. Hyper Turtle. Do we have anything else next on this?
Just that I'm going to be doing hosting one last match Sunday evening. And then publishing those playoff brackets as well.
Got it.
So
okay.
This is going to be a busy weekend for me. See you there.
All right, guys. GG's. See you all later.
Alrighty, bye-bye.
You guys.
All right, we'll see you guys next time for the playoffs. GG's.
Hey KJ, I just want to thank you, man. Yeah, just for the.
Sarah, what have you done?
Kerrigan, the die is cast. This is the last day. Your swarm darkens the sky of any planet.
Forget Minsk. Forget all of it.
When we are done here, I will return to my people and accept their judgment.
Command, we've found Kerrigan. She's holed up in a Zerg base.